Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Moving the Change here on Team NDS Media. My name is Ashmere. Of course, I know it's been a while. I've been gone. You know how it gets when the holidays roll around. And I'm so happy that you're joining us this Sunday morning. I'm here with Joe, of course. Welcome, Joe. And Greg. How are you, Greg?
I'm doing well.
Hello. Good morning. Happy holidays, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been it feels like December's slow and fast at the same time. I feel like I've done a lot and I've done a lot of nothing at the same time.
So it's not just me. Good to know.
Happy Hanukkah to all of our Jewish friends out there.
Indeed.
Is it starting today?
Yep.
Yes, okay. Nice.
Shame, Ashmere, shame.
Well, blue. It's like I'm on trend.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So the games have been wild for the last weeks we've been apart, but I'm going to start the show off with the hottest conversation of the week. Well, I guess there's two. Number one is Mr. Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement and starting for the Colts. We love it. We love to see that he possibly came out of retirement because he needs health care. I don't know. Just doesn't make sense. But I want to hear from you, Greg. What do you think about Phillip Rivers coming back?
Well, he's a grandfather and he's going to be playing NFL football today. This is what the NFL has become. It is totally ridiculous that a 44-year-old guy is now going to start at quarterback for the Colts. It boggles my mind, but this is what the NFL has become. Everybody wants to go back in time and all this other jazz. It's simply crazy to me that the Colts could not find a quarterback who was younger than Phillip Rivers. But hey, that's what the man wanted to do. He wanted to come back. Let him. And Seattle going to have a whole lot of fun chasing down Phillip Rivers today.
What about you, Joe? How do you feel about that?
I think the whole thing is crazy. I mean, to think he's been 5 years removed from playing any level of NFL football. I'm not even concerned if I'm a Colts fan about the Seahawks defense, which is young, aggressive, and really, really good. I'm concerned about Phillip Rivers' body. Even a simple bootleg, a rollout. As a guy who's in his 40s, early 40s, the hamstrings aren't the same. The calves aren't the same. What happens when he gets just pushed by a defensive lineman and falls on that hard, ice-cold Seattle turf? That's not your luscious carpet of your house. I'm concerned about the long-term damage to Phillip Rivers. If they can keep him upright, do I think he's lost all his arm strength? I don't know. We'll have to see. You definitely think his football IQ is still the same way. We've seen over the course of the season, the Colts have a more than decent receiving core and a great tight end in Tyler Warren. So the talent's there. And, of course, Jonathan Taylor is going to be the key to this whole thing. If they can get him moving, that will help out Phillip Rivers a lot. But I'm super concerned about a 44-year-old man falling down repeatedly and getting hit by other guys. That's what I'm more concerned about. Can he make it through this game?
Yeah, in the press conference, I feel like he was really funny when they asked him how much he weighed, and he's like, dude, I don't know. Like, I haven't weighed myself. I've just been living, right? The last 5 years.
Just here for the vibe.
Haven't been thinking about a football game.
Tyler Warren and Jonathan Taylor are going to be the keys to this because the Seahawks defense does give up the second most points in fantasy world to tight ends. So Tyler Warren is going to be a huge factor today, and Jonathan Taylor as well. That's basically going to be the gist of that game.
Well, let's take us into our little preview of it since we started there. The Seahawks are on fire, right? The NFC West is led by the top three teams right now, of course, Niners, Seahawks, and Rams. And Seattle's defense has really helped Sam Darnold in situations where you can see that, maybe he's throwing the ball too much. Like, same in the Houston Texans sense, you see the Seattle defense step up and do their thing, especially in the last 3 weeks. So I'd like to start with the Seahawks right now. What are you guys liking from Seattle aside from Sam Darnold? I'll start with Joe.
I like the defense. Like I said, Mike McDonald's calling card when he came to the Seahawks from the Ravens was defense. And I think that last year people thought they were going to be like some kind of instantaneous top 5 defense. It didn't happen. Grumbling started. Well, now you're seeing these guys really fly around, be aggressive. They create turnovers. besides giving up a ton of points to tight ends in fantasy, they do a really good job overall as a defense at shutting teams down. So I'm really impressed with that. And then, of course, that duo of Sam Darnold, JSN, and then also Walker, too, their running back is really, really good. Even their RB2 could start for most NFL teams and probably should be a starter for some NFL teams who are struggling with their running game. So I think as a team, top to bottom overall, just really impressed with Seattle's doing. I know for myself coming into this season, my thought process was they're a year, maybe 2 years away from being a serious contender, but has been the theme of this whole entire NFL season. What the hell do I know? It looks like this year might be their year, and they're already making noise and having a big effect in the league. So just impressed with Seattle's overall team.
Yeah, I agree. I think Sam Darnold gives them a flash of light that they were looking for, and that's exactly what he's doing. What about you, Greg? What do you like from Seattle?
Their two running backs, Charbonnet and Walker, are both fine running backs. And, when you can keep the ball in your running back's hands, that way you're taking time off the clock. That means the other offense is not going to be out in that field destroying your defense, and your defense stays healthy. They're able to go out and do their gig, right? And that's the key to winning in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys are saying. And overall, I just think that the energy when they lost that game and Sam Darnold threw, I can't remember, I think it was the Rams. Yeah. He threw like 3 interceptions and they were all having his back. They were like, this is a team effort. This is not all on Sam Darnold. We are all an issue. Like the defense didn't do enough, the secondary didn't, right? Like they're starting to listen off people that they think we're not doing well. So I think that is the all around like character change of Seattle. Once you are all in on your QB, it feels better and feels different. And they're winning. And let's go back to the Colts. I know you guys touched on it a lot. The Colts have lost. They're on the wrong side of the conversation while Seattle's on the right side. And they started the season, and Joe has said it multiple times on this show, like, are they really playing contending teams? Like, what are we watching? Are they really good, or are they just playing bad teams? And now they've been playing good teams and losing. And now you bring in Phillip Rivers, and he's like, wait, I'm going to make you guys win again. So I think for the Colts, excluding the QB position, because it's game 1 against like a top 5 defense, what is not going well in Indiana aside from the Daniel Jones situation? And I'll start with Greg.
Well, Indianapolis's offensive line has not played very well lately. And that was the key to having Jonathan Taylor running the football so well. Plus, Daniel Jones was having time to find his receivers. And when you don't have time, well, you're going to be in trouble. And Daniel Jones, of course, goes down with the Achilles injury. So, okay, he's gone. But, again, Indy's defense as well has not played very good football lately. So when you have the Houston Texans go in and do what they did to them, it's gonna affect you. Again, this is December football. December football is the winning time. Mm-hmm. These Colts do not understand how to win games in December as of now. They just don't. That's nobody's fault either. It's not the coach's fault. Players have to go through this experience. The coach can only do so much at this point.
Yeah, I 100% agree. The offensive line from the beginning is not the same offensive line we've seen as of late. And you can see Jonathan Taylor also struggling, right? Like, decision making isn't the same. The way that they're running the ball, it just didn't feel like the MVP I talked about in week 8 when I put up all those graphics saying that we see Jonathan Taylor winning that award. Now it's like, okay, we've fast forwarded to the meat of the season where you've got 3 weeks to make your push, and it's just the complete opposite. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, no, I agree with Greg. I mean, the running game was their bread and butter. It's what made Daniel Jones be able to go back there and throw the ball 20, 25 times, which is a sweet spot. You don't want him. He's at a 40 attempt, 50 attempt quarterback. There's probably 3 in the NFL I can name that are the kind of guys you feel comfortable throwing that amount of times. And it also made up for some of the mistakes Daniel Jones might do, an interception here, a fumble there. So once the running game got shut down and it became QB central, and it was up to the quarterback to get the team in the winning position, you see the results. So I think the offensive line play has fallen off quite a bit. It feels like a long time ago that Ashmere and I were beating the drum for the Jonathan Taylor for MVP. campaign. And I think also, too, their defense has fallen off a little bit as well. I mean, their defense was a fun story. Can you name 3 guys that play defense for the Colts? And now it's like, these guys are kind of not performing the way we thought they were going to perform. And I think Greg's absolutely right. I think a big part of this is December football is when you separate the contenders from the pretenders. And I think having never gone through this before, even their coaching staff for the most part, starting with their head coach, having never gone through this before, it's a learning process for everybody. And unfortunately, the results in the field haven't been that good lately.
Yeah, and we all can probably agree that it might not start today against a Seattle team that has their eye on winning the division. So, yeah, I think obviously the focal point of the game for this one is how is Philip Rivers going to look? Can he scramble in any way, shape, or form? And we should do an over-under. How many times do you think he gets sacked? So I'm going to say we'll start it at 3. Over and under on the 3. Greg?
Over.
Yeah, I go over as well. I really just hope this guy can like limp or walk off the field when it's all said and done. I see a hamstring or something going wrong.
Yeah, there's something going to be messed up. I don't
chasing grandkids. This is running away from grown men that want to hurt you.
Yeah. That's the big difference. I mean, you haven't been out there for 5 years. I'm sorry. You're about to get a punishing day. A punishing day.
Ice bath ready.
All right, over 3. So you guys think like what, 5?
Yeah, I think that's about right. I think 5.
Yeah.
Okay, and then how many touchdown passes? 5 for 5, equal number.
No.
I'll give him credit. I'll say Philip Rivers can come. He can roll out of the bed and give you 2. I'll give
you
2.
2.
Pittman, Warren. He got some players out there.
Yeah.
Weapons.
I mean,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Greg.
Well, I mean, he's got weapons. He's got Pittman. He's got Pierce. He's got Warren. He's got Jonathan Taylor, who can still catch the football out of the backfield as well. So, I'll give Philip Rivers 2 touchdowns. But again, if he survives, good on you, Philip. But that's about it.
All right, so we've got 5 sacks from you guys. I said I'm going to say 3. I'm going to stick to my 3. And then at least all of us agree on 2 passing touchdowns. No running touchdowns, obviously.
Oh, God, please stop.
5 sacks, he's barely making it off the field.
Yeah, watch this. At the end of the day, Philip Rivers has rushed for 4 touchdowns. What?
That'd be crazy. But the way the season's been going, you might not be wrong there.
That would be crazy, but not against this Seattle defense that we literally hyped up so much. All right, perfect. We're going to roll into our next game, which honestly has a lot of weight to it. And I'm very excited to see what you guys think is going to happen for Buffalo in this matchup. So I want to start there. What is going on with Buffalo, Greg? That's just my answer. My question.
Really? I have to do this?
Yeah, you're starting. Sorry.
All right. Well, Josh Allen's about to be a daddy. Okay, congratulations. There you are. Haley, have your baby and all that good sort of stuff. That's all fine and dandy. But the Buffalo Bills, to me, are still short on defensive players. Yes, Benford had the great day with the interceptions and the touchdown and all that fun sort of stuff. But again, their linebacking core absolutely sucks. When you don't have linebackers, tell me about not having linebackers, okay? Because I'm a Cowboys fan. I understand this completely. Hello. But when you don't have a linebacking core that can go out and either put pressure onto a quarterback or stop that run, you're in trouble. And the Patriots have Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson, who can both attack them on the ground. Again, if New England runs that football, because it's a snowy day, they run that football and they keep Josh Allen on the sideline, what are the Bills supposed to do?
All right. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, I just think for the Buffalo Bills, it's been Josh Allen versus everybody. He has to do everything. I mean, he's getting hardly any help at all. I mean, yes, it was a great comeback against Cincinnati, but they had to work so hard to get that win, and their defense did him no favors, trying to give every opportunity for Joe Burrow and the Bengals to win that game. So I think for Buffalo, the defense has definitely got to step up, start holding teams to field goals or no points at all. And James Cook, who's been a fantasy stud for not just me, but a lot of owners, hold on to the damn ball. Stop being a liability. If it's because of the weather, New England, For those who don't follow us on social, Team MBS Media, we just had a report live from Gillette Stadium from Steve. It's pretty bad, the snow out there. So once again, James Cook's going to have to hold on to that ball because in the snow, you rely on the running game a lot more than you rely on the pass. So I think the others, as like Shaq term he likes to use, the others have to help Josh Allen to be great. That's what the Bills need.
Yeah, I think the play calling, in my opinion, has been very scattered. When you have a lead running back like James Cook, I think they've finally started to utilize him more, especially in that last snow game. Like, you actually see him break out. But in the early parts of the season, when Josh Allen was running for his life, and everyone's wondering, why are we not utilizing James Cook in more plays? Like, I think there was a game when he only had, it was a low, I should have wrote it down, but it was a low number of yards, and it was a, bad weather game. And we're wondering, why is that not being utilized? And then of course, the wide receiver core is like a good string of guys, but you don't have that number one guy. And then that just falls to what Joe and Greg have already said. You're relying on Josh Allen to run and scramble and figure it out and find the gaps and just do so much more work, when if you had one lead guy that even if you knew he was double covered, you still could throw it to Keon Coleman or get it to Dalton Kincaid and the tight ends, and that would help you feel like you could spread the field a little bit more. So those are the two main things, in my opinion, and I also agree with everything you both have said. It's hard to see the Bills coming out of this game and the top of the AFC East. Like, we all can see what's happening. Drake May is completely dominating, and they're on a major winning streak. Like, for that to just fall out in front of their home fans, I don't think that's going to happen. So let's go to the other side. Drake May's second year, completely like 180. And I think we all know what the answer is for his success. And it's Greg's favorite line. The offensive line.
Come on, Greg. Layup she gave you. Oh.
Well, yes, but I was waiting. I was waiting for her.
The offensive line.
Thank you.
Right in the platter.
Yes, exactly.
So, Greg, tell us why this offensive line adjustments in the offseason just have made Drake May look like the most successful QB right now.
Because they actually play a proper scheme. They play together. They're not injured. That's a key thing here. When you have the five guys together all season long, that makes you a very good offensive line. Are these guys superstars? No, they're not superstars. They just go out and do their job. And that's all Mike Vrabel asks of any player to do, is go out and do your job. That's all he asks. He doesn't ask you to be a superstar. He doesn't care. And these guys have done a great job of that. Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson have both had very good seasons running the football. And again, if you keep that ground game going, you keep Josh Allen on the sideline. That is the key. And the Patriots have done this against every opponent that they're facing. They have a very good balance between the pass and the run. That is what you need. And again, Vrabel understood that. That's how the Patriots would win year after year after year after year with, those two guys that they used to have. This is the Patriots' success.
All right. I do want to just ask this pivoting question. Do you think the Titans are sad that they let Mike Vrabel go?
No.
I think you've got to be. Hell no. Hell yeah.
I'm telling you, they're not. They're not upset.
Okay, and why?
Because the owner decided that he had to go. When the owner says the coach has to go, that's the end of the discussion. At that point, the Titans, they don't care about their former coach. They really don't. They're worried about their team and their standing and all this other jazz now. That is where the Titans' focus is on. They cannot worry about what Mike Vrabel's doing elsewhere. They just can't.
But when you see young quarterback success, you bring in a rookie quarterback, like, don't you feel like that could have been you? Like, you were like watching through the reflection of what could have been, like Cam Ward could have developed in that sense, right?
I think so.
They brought in their young quarterback. They've lost their coach. They'll hire a new one, and away they keep going. This is the world of the NFL. This is the world of the NFL. Did the Green Bay Packers care that Mike McCarthy was the Cowboys coach? No, they didn't care. They went in and stomped on him. That's all that matters in the NFL, right? It doesn't matter who that person is. It doesn't matter if they were successful before. They're no longer there. And once you're gone, you're gone. That's it.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably a ton of people in the Titans locker room that feel like Greg, but there's also a ton of people that probably feel like me that are like, damn, that should be us. That Cam Ward should have that setup to help him be developed as an NFL quarterback. You shouldn't have. Just think about Cam Ward, what he's going through. The pre-draft meetings with coaches. We're going to build the offense around you. You're my guy. 4 or 5 games in the season, the guy that told you he was going to ride with you is fired. Now you got an interim coach in there. Just the turmoil. The results aren't good. You're a guy who's used to winning if you're Cam Ward, and you've won 2 games, I think, this season, and you've gotten your brains beat in most of the year. He's got to be having a lot of what-ifs going on. And, I mean, Greg's right. The train keeps on moving. It doesn't stop. But I guarantee you, if you had a poll and asked some of those Titan players, there's probably quite a few that are like, if we had just kept Coach Vrabel and made a couple of roster moves here or there, maybe we'd be better off than we are right now. But like we said, the games still get kicked off, practices still happen, and the wheel keeps turning. But don't tell me there's not players that are thinking that could be us if only we had kept Mike Vrabel. And the Titans organization for the last couple of years has kind of been a joke.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, is that the Titans have exploded everything. They give away key pieces, and they earn the first draft pick. They let Mike Vrabel go, and then they see him with all the success in a quarterback that he just met. And I feel like that's where it all comes down to. We're seeing it now with Caleb Williams. Like, it's like your quarterback and your head coach, if you feel like the chemistry is building, that they believe in each other, then you can have some success. Of course, with the offensive line, we cannot forget that. That's like the number 2. QB and head coach chemistry, offensive line. They're like a sandwich, okay?
But so Mike Vrabel was a defensive guy. He was a defensive coach. Yes. Again, when everybody says you have to have this offensive mind with a quarterback, no, you don't. You do not.
You have to have a good staff to help coach that.
That's right. You have to have a decent staff. And Vrabel, of course, because of his connections, has a very decent staff. By the way, it's Vidarian Lowe, Jared Wilson, Garrett Bradbury, Mike Onwenu, and Morgan Moses is the offensive line for the Patriots. People have no idea who any of those guys are.
Right.
That's the way New England likes it, though, don't they? They love the anonymity, people not knowing who they are. They have no problem with that at all.
None.
Yeah. All right. Well, I had to pivot, but we'll go back to our matchup here. You said it's snowing in New England, yes?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Similar to last week's game in Buffalo?
I don't know if it's that bad. I mean, from what I saw, I'm just going based on his video. It did not look like it was sunny and 80 degrees out there.
It's not as snowy as it was last week in Buffalo, but it's all right.
So last week, the Bengals, Joe Burrow has, he has the electric arm. We know that he's going to keep you in a game no matter what. What was the major flaw for Buffalo in that game against a team that's really, really trying to push through the bubble to get to the other side and win, and that they don't want to repeat in this Patriots matchup? And I'll start with Joe.
I would say if I'm the Bills, we got to get off the field on third down. 2 things: get off the field on third down and no turnovers. I mean, you can't have your lead running back dropping the ball on the ground, giving the ball to the team. Especially one of the fumbles was literally at the 2 or 3 yard line when he fumbled the ball. So you got to not have turnovers, and you have to get off the field on third down. Those are the 2 things that killed them last week, in my opinion, against that Bengals team.
All right. What about you, Greg?
No, I completely agree with what Joe just said. That was the ball game right there. James Cook fumbles. You can't have that. And again, I have no understanding why, if James Cook, who was a Southern kid, didn't grow up in the North, he has no idea how to play in that type of weather. You got a guy from Maryland who's your 3rd string running back. You put the ball in his hands at the goal line like that. That's who you put in out there. That kid from Maryland has understood how to play in cold weather. Again, this is all coaching decisions, though. I mean, and they want to keep their starter happy and all that. I don't care what he makes as part of
the ball games.
Yeah, I want to win.
Yeah, that's true. And we've seen flashes of Ty Johnson, here and there.
Yep.
So
Yep.
It's not like they haven't seen that he can convert those end zone plays. Okay, my last question is, do you believe in Drake May, or is this season just feel like everything's falling into place for them?
I believe in Drake May. Unlike the previous Duke quarterback that was drafted high in the Danny Dimes, Drake May proved to me when he was playing college football that man had the capability to be a good at starting NFL quarterback, and that's the big difference. Drake May had a better understanding of how to play quarterback than Danny Dimes ever did.
What about you, Joe?
I'm kind of 50-50. I mean, obviously, his play on the field has been really, really good. I think he's probably in the top 3, top 4 conversation for MVP. I'm still leaning towards Matt Stafford, but Drake May is gaining a lot. I think that what he does in the playoffs will go a long way. I mean, I know it's going to be his first time in the playoffs, and I'm not saying he has to reach the Super Bowl to prove himself to me, but you got to have a decent showing in the postseason. You can't be the reason your team loses a playoff game. But I definitely see a huge improvement from year 1 to year 2 for sure. I mean, if you need any examples of why coaching matters, look at him. Like you mentioned, Ashmere, look at Caleb Williams. Big examples of why having good, effective coaching will help your quarterback develop fast.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with Greg. I believe Drake May's kind of the real deal. I think that the way that he's had so much just downfield success, and the way that he is in the pocket, just like his football mind is on the field. That's how I can put it.
Unlike most young quarterbacks, he understands how to step up in the pocket.
Yes.
That is a key thing that these kids do not understand coming out of college, is how to step up in that pocket and get the ball out. They don't get that. Drake May, he understands it. He gets that. And that is a huge factor for any success that a quarterback is going to have in the NFL, is being able to step up and throw the football. That's the key.
That's exactly what I said.
Because most of these kids just bail, right, Greg? At the first sign of pressure, we're gone. Scramble time.
Where it's scramble time, or it's throw the ball out of bounds and all this other bad, et cetera, that we see all these young kids doing. No, you have to be able to step up, take a hit, which Drake May gets hit, obviously, but by taking that hit, he is able to find his receiver downfield. That is how you win through the passing game in the NFL. When you look at Aaron Rodgers and all these other great quarterbacks, blah, blah, blah. Matthew Stafford is another guy who just steps up. He takes the hit. He gets the ball down to his receivers. That's how you win in the NFL. At college, you can get away with being a running guy. If you look at Jaden Daniels, again, Jaden Daniels runs the football. He runs that football. Well, if you're running that football, you're making yourself a target. And, of course, we've seen what happened to Jaden Daniels.
We won't talk about that.
No. But again, that's what happens to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just tend to rely on it, right? They just know that you're going to get them out of – that's why Josh Allen, year 50, is still running the ball himself all the time.
Yep.
All right, cool. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk about our final matchup and, of course, do our rapid-fire picks. So we will be right back.
You are watching Team NBS Media. We are a digital media brand covering sports, entertainment, and lifestyle, with team members all across the country. Through our written content, podcasts, and video content, we bring you fresh and professional content. Interested in joining the team? Shoot us an email or DM. Make sure
The time is almost here. Our picks for the week coming next on Moving the Chains. The only way to...
In 2006, we founded Yeti Coolers with a simple mission: build the cooler we use every day if it existed. One that was built for the serious outdoor enthusiasts rather than for mass discount retailers. One that could take the abuse we knew we'd put it through, out in the field and on the water. One that simply wouldn't break. We decided early on that production innovation would come from necessity and first-hand experience, not from market research and data analysis. Today, Yeti products perform when it matters most. Whether that be an excursion into the remote Alaskan wilderness, chasing redfish on the Gold Coast, or just getting together with friends in the backyard, we make gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder. Hashtag built for the wild.
Okay, welcome back, everyone, to Moving the Chains. Just had to take a quick water break. You know the deal. All right, our last game of the day, we're going to talk about the Packers and Broncos. And I don't know if you watched that Roundtable's ranking show when I put the Packers at number 2, but they kind of look like that team that I called number 2 all those weeks ago. And the Broncos, of course, just keep figuring it out, like game in and game out. It's kind of feeling like they're like the new Chiefs, like somehow, some way, they're going to figure out a win. It may be ugly, but they're still getting the win and now atop of their division. So let's start with the Packers. Halfway through the season, they were not looking like themselves, playing kind of uncomplimentary football, I would call it. It just felt very scattered. Jordan Love couldn't get to his right receivers. They had some injuries. It was just clunky. And now it looks like they've cleaned things up and they're getting wins against big teams that they know they need to get against. So want to hear from you guys. What do you think has transitioned on the Packers side and, made them look like they're back to that maybe top 5 team? I'm not going to say that for you guys, but that's where I put them. I'll start with Joe. You're muted. Joe, you're muted.
You're muted.
Whether it was fumbles or it was bad passes, Jordan Love's play has definitely increased a lot. So I think Jordan Love's a big reason why the Packers are playing the level of football they're playing in the defense. I mean, the thing about it at the start of the season was this is a great young defense. They have so many future Pro Bowlers in their team. And then I keep on saying the same thing. They went to Dallas. Dak Prescott and those guys punched them in the mouth. Ended as a tie. But I felt like that defense never recovered after that game as far as like reading their own press clippings of we're going to be really good. We have potential to do this and potential to do that. They started making all kinds of mental mistakes and giving up big plays. And of course, as is the game of football, lost players to injury as well. So I think their defense playing back up to their level and getting guys back healthy has helped. And then their quarterback play has increased a lot too. I think those are the 2 big factors to make this Green Bay team back to being one of the top teams in the NFL.
All right. I think I agree with that. The defense was looking terrible. Greg, what about you?
They got their number 1 receiver back in Watson.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dobbs and the other guys all fall into place. With Watson being the number 1 receiver again, Jordan Love feels very comfortable having Watson as his number 1 guy. Comfort matters in the NFL. And if you're not comfortable with the guys who you're out there with, you see it. Jordan Love was not throwing the ball particularly well in those middle games. But again, this team's 8-3-1 or whatever they are. They're still winning.
They are. And I feel like last week was another close game, but they figured it out. And it's the same for the Broncos. So when you have 2 teams that kind of, they truck along throughout the entire game, and then it's finally the fourth quarter, pedal to the metal, you need to win, right? For Denver, why has that been so successful for them? Like, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. They have the keys to success, obviously. That's why they're winning. But I feel like that's really it feels like their game plan. Like, they're like playing a good football game. The defense does their job. And then it's the fourth quarter and they're like, whoa. We need to kick it into high gear and win this game. So why is that so successful for them, Greg?
Nick Bonito has the same number of sacks as Micah Parsons does for the Packers, 12.5 sacks. They're tied for second in the league after Myles Garrett, who has 20. The Broncos defense wins them football games because they're off that field in those third down situations. They get those quarterbacks sacked. They get an interception. They get fumble recoveries, whatever the case may be. Bo Nix has a shorter field to work with. That is a key because that offense is not as good as the other ones that everybody rants and raves about. Blah, 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 blah. You know me. I love defense. I love defense. I don't care about a quarterback or a running back or a wide receiver. I want to see those guys be beaten down and punished, and that's what the Broncos do to you. They punish you. And when you punish an opponent like that, your offensive line gets worn down. Your quarterback is going to get sacked more often, et cetera, et cetera. So that's how the Broncos are doing this.
Yeah, this magical defense. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, no, for the Broncos, it's been all the defense. And I mean, as a guy who lives here, I'm a Commanders fan, but I live in Colorado. You can't tell these Broncos fans anything. They're thinking it's Super Bowl or bust this year. Even though their team has gotten lucky so many times with so many wins, they don't want to hear it. To them, this is an elite team that's on the next level. Yeah. I'm like, okay. But as Greg mentioned, and people who really know football should also agree with this, know this as well, football wins championships. So on the defensive side, or defense wins championships, excuse me. So on the defensive side of the ball, we know the Broncos have what it takes. I mean, you got a guy like Patrick Surtain, who's an elite DB. You have a great pass rusher. But on the offensive side, they need Bo Nix to clean up things a little bit more. We need to have a little bit less mistakes, more complimentary, steady football that doesn't put the team in a bad position. And Ashmere is right. I've lost track of how many games it's kind of been like they're slugging through the mud, and all of a sudden a switch comes on, and they'll make 3 or 4 really gigantic plays and end up winning the game. You got to wonder at what point does your luck with that kind of system run out. But I think it's safe to say with the defense they have, they're going to be in every game. And we've heard it all our lives watching football and being football fans. Even though it's almost 70 degrees today in December, nobody wants to come to Denver, Colorado and play football in the playoffs. So they have a really big home field advantage as well. So I just think if I'm a Broncos fan, I got to see a lot more consistent play from Bo Nix so I can really have my confidence high on us making a deep run.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like in this matchup, I don't know if you're going to be able to kind of truck through and figure out how to close it out, except your defense might be the reason if this game goes in the Broncos' favor. For the Packers offensively, aside from Christian Watson, who else has really been like the go-to guy? I feel like that's where I'm kind of struggling is like the Packers, Josh Jacobs, right? I think that's everybody's answer.
Romeo Doubs.
Okay.
Romeo Doubs has been a savior this year for the Packers offense.
That's true too.
Without Christian Watson in the lineup, Romeo Doubs was the guy who was getting them touchdowns. I mean, that's because they lost Tucker Kraft.
Right.
That was big.
I think Romeo Doubs has been that guy for multiple years in a row. Yeah.
Because when he came out of his college draft, I was touting Romeo Doubs as a really good wide receiver 3 in the NFL. Wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. And he's proven himself with his big cap on and everything else. That guy can play. That guy can play this game.
And then I haven't been paying attention. Shame on me. Reed is still out, correct? With the broken collarbone.
I believe he's still out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's their speed guy. I know they were talking about him coming back towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
With the level of football they're playing, they were able to get him back and get him worked into things. That team goes to another level.
And just to address something that was in the chat this morning, Micah Parsons has not had a holding call for 307 snaps. Well, guess what? He didn't get the holding calls either when he was a Dallas Cowboy because it was over 350 snaps without him getting a holding call with the Cowboys. So, Green Bay fans, you better get used to it. I'm sorry, but Micah Parsons does not draw holding penalties. He just doesn't. Even though they're legitimate calls, and yes, I'll mention Lane Johnson yet again, the number 1 holder in the NFL who doesn't get called for holding penalties. Well, hey, that's what happens.
Sometimes when you have a superstar, it comes with the no call clause, which is you don't get anything.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed.
All right. I just want to hear, I guess, a little summary of how you believe this matchup will go, because I feel like it has a lot of excitement attached to it, right? 2 top teams that, like I said, Denver's been getting through it. Packers are on the other side of what they were mid-season. So just like an idea of what you think this game is going to look like. I'll kick it off with Joe.
I think it's going to be a slugfest. I think that there's going to be a defensive battle. I think it's the Broncos defense versus the Packers defense. Who blinks first? And also, too, I hate to say it, but we've seen their play throughout the season. Which quarterback makes that critical mistake first? Is it going to be is it going to be Bo Nix? Is it going to be Jordan Love? But I think that both defenses should keep their offenses of both teams in check. And now that I said that, I'm sure the final score will be 40-38. That's what I feel right now before kickoff. I feel like it's going to be a defensive battle.
All right. What about you, Greg?
I agree, but again, we're going up to the Mile High City here.
Yeah.
You do not go up to Denver at this time of the year and your oxygen is going to be fine and all that good sort of stuff. That Broncos team is loaded for bear coming after quarterbacks. Jordan Love needs to have a huge day. He needs to have a huge day.
Yeah, I agree. I think this game is going to start off slow, couple field goals. Definitely, I'm going to agree with Joe, a low-scoring game. And I really feel like Josh Jacobs is going to be the savior. I feel like this is his time to kind of pick apart the Denver defense. Like, sure, they'll come for Jordan Love, but in the return factor would be Josh Jacobs. And so I don't want to give away who I think will win, but that's kind of how I feel like it'll go.
I can't wait till we all talk and the final score is 45-41.
Yeah. That leads us to, of course, our rapid fire pick. So let me load it up here. Okay.
I only got a few more weeks to get back to 500. I need to be solid here.
Here we go.
Need to be solid here.
Okay, my first game is Baltimore at Cincinnati.
Man.
Angry Joe Burrow versus disappointed Ravens. I always pot it off to the guests first, Greg. So have at it, man.
Yeah, thanks. Since I had Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry together this year, which turned out to be a nightmare for me, I'm going to say that the Bengals win this one.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go Bengals. I'm a Joe Burrow man. I feel so bad for him in that presser. I hope he doesn't call it quits.
He wasn't saying he's going to quit. He's talking about how tough an NFL season is when you're not in playoff contention. That's all it was, and everybody's making such a huge deal out of it. Stop.
I'm not making a huge deal out of it. I just
didn't
like seeing him down in dumps.
I'm talking about the NFL media out there. Those guys are just all over this story, and that's not what he's saying.
Well, that's a quick way to get some clickbait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go Bengals.
Yeah.
All right.
For sure.
I'm agreeing because I saw what Joe Burrow did last week, and if he could do anything to put them close to the playoffs, then he may be asking for, to be sent away somewhere next year. I don't know. All right, we've got Bengals all around.
Those interceptions were so tough, and that fumble was so bad. I was screaming at the TV when he fumbled that ball. That's a good point what Greg was talking about, though. The reason why he fumbled the ball, he wasn't looking at his offensive lineman he ran into. He was looking downfield.
Right.
And you ran into a 300-pound monster.
All right, next we've got Raiders and the Eagles. And I don't really want to talk about that. So
sad times.
I'm just kidding. Who you got? I don't know.
I'm going Eagles. Sad times. And I don't know what I would love to sit down and have someone explain to me what the Las Vegas 5-year or 3-year plan is to be better.
I don't care what their plan is. They're going to beat the Eagles today. You put me down as a lone wolf. Give me the Raiders.
Wow.
Wait a minute. What just happened? What?
Give me the Raiders.
I got you. Don't worry.
Because I'm telling you, Jalen Hurts is not. He is not looking down the field properly. He's looking at one target only. And when you look at one target only in NFL, you're going to have those mistakes like he had in this last game. And if he continues that type of BS quarterbacking, they're in trouble. Without Dickerson and Johnson on their offensive line, Max Crosby can have a field day today. Ashton Genty can run the football. Who's playing quarterback for Kenny Pickett?
Kenny Pickett.
They got two gloves. Two gloves. Kenny's under center today.
Who was formerly an Eagles quarterback? Let him go. Let him go.
When you said Raiders, we got to clip Ashmere's face.
I was like, I don't really want to talk about it. I love that Greg's got that energy. You know, I'm with you, but I can't pick them. I gotta keep my records high.
You don't think an oh wow, okay. I respect it. I respect the pick. I wouldn't do it, but I respect it.
All right, next we've got the Cardinals and the Texans, and we can unanimously agree on this.
Texans.
Yeah, they're on a roll.
Houston all day.
They are on a roll.
Especially when we were confused. They turned things around when it mattered.
Yeah.
All right, next, Chargers and Chiefs.
As much as it pains me to go against my guy, man, of the vice president of the Patrick Mahomes fan club, I got it. I like the brand and the way the Chargers are playing football. I'm gonna go with Justin Herbert and the Fighting Hardballs. Sorry, Patrick.
Go ahead, Greg.
This one's hard.
It is hard because I think the Chiefs realize how much is on the line here.
They played each other in Brazil to begin the year, blah, blah, blah. We all remember that. But again, yeah, I'll stick with the Chargers. Why not? Make the AFC West race an even tighter one.
Yeah, I think that's what's more on the line here than Patrick Mahomes. All right, we've got the game we talked about, Buffalo and New England.
Patriots.
Yeah, I'll go Patriots.
Yep.
I agree. I think the Josh Allen megabus is slowly falling apart. All right. Jacksonville and the Jets. Oh.
Jags are on a roll.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good contenders for Coach of the Year, but I think you got to keep Cohen in the conversation.
All right, we've got Jags all around just because, like Trevor Lawrence said, no one really talks about us, but we are a good team.
When he plays.
Until the playoffs.
He is the key to that team. He's
all right. Commanders and Giants. Ooh, the boo-boo bowl. Sorry.
Commanders.
Okay. Games in the snow, I believe, too. We're like real snow. I'm going Giants. This season's a wash for me. Send me all the mock drafts.
I don't know. I think is Jackson Dart playing? Yes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick the Giants too, honestly.
Dart era.
Dear God, I picked the Commanders. Oh, no.
All alone.
Marcus Mariota in the snow. He played in Oregon.
That's my guy, but is he my guy? All right. Next, we've got Cleveland versus Chicago.
The Bears are playing good football. I'm going to go Bears.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. The Bears. Myles Garrett does pick up 2 sacks, though.
This might be the game that Shedeur Sanders haters have been waiting for to say, look at him, 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles. He's on a starter, but he's playing in like 1-degree weather against a great defense. Yeah, this could be an ugly one for him.
You know, I think this is going to be a closer matchup than we all think because last week we saw the Bears' flaws, and I feel like that is something the Browns' defense can take advantage of, but
this is not going to be a high-scoring game, by the way.
Yes, that's in part. Like, we're not going to see a Shedeur breakout either. This is not. It's like none of those things are going to happen. All right, Carolina versus New Orleans.
Give it to Panthers.
This might be the biggest game for the Panthers since, like, I don't even know, the Cam Newton era. Like, this is a game people like expect them to win. They're
Yes.
in first place in their division. They're in the playoffs. If they started today, you can't go lay an egg against the Saints.
Especially after the Saints beat.
Tyler Shuck and Bryce Young could throw for 8 touchdowns today. Literally.
So we
It's gonna be
should
a fun game.
Bryce Young in fantasy football is what you're saying.
Yeah, I would. This is going to be a fun game. I'm still going Panthers, though. But this is the
Yeah.
biggest game the Panthers have had in a long time.
I'm with you. All right, Detroit versus the Rams.
We should have talked about that game.
Give me the Rams.
Yeah, I'll go Rams. It might be almost time to start throwing a little bit of dirt in this Lions team.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's going to be one of the teams that coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
Yeah.
Indy versus Seattle. We talked about our old grandpa, Phillip Rivers. He's not old, just grandpa. I'm just going to say grandpa.
I got to go Seahawks. I just can't see this guy from shuffleboard to an NFL field in Seattle to win an NFL game.
Only 44.
I'm not making this. When you retire, I mean, from playing pickleball to playing in an NFL game on Sunday.
Sure.
I gotta go Seahawks.
Shuffleboard.
Oh, why not? Since I'm the oldest guy here at Team MBS Media, I'll take the Colts.
I like it.
Not? Why
I
not?
like it.
Oh my gosh! If they win, I'm muting all communications for a couple days.
I mean, I would honestly like to see the Colts win too, but I'm going to pick Seattle. Just because every game is big when you've got the Rams hot on your trail. All right, then we've got Green Bay versus Denver.
This might be the game of the day right here.
Yes, for sure.
Give me the Broncos.
This will be my one. I go out on the limb. Give me the Packers on the road. Statement win.
Whoa, we're both picking the Packers.
Yep. Greg lone wolfing on a 10-win team is incredible.
I love that. I love that.
I'm lone wolfing a lot today.
I know.
see. Might pay off though. You never know.
Right.
Honestly, we haven't had a lot of lone wolves, so I'm into it. All right, next we've got the Niners and the Titans.
49ers easily. Tennessee is a mess.
Yeah, this is. How do the Niners get this cupcake schedule?
Cupcake schedule. And
Yeah,
they lost
I
every
kind of agree
player.
with Greg on that one.
They lost every player that coulda, shoulda, woulda taken them to the next level.
It's been easy street for these guys this season.
All right, Vikings and the Cowboys.
Go ahead, Joe. You tell me.
Yeah,
Go
Joe,
ahead.
tell us what's your pick?
That Dallas offense is just too much firepower. I go, and it's at home. I'll go Dallas. I'm at this point of the season trying to get back to 500. We got to use the football brain. We can't use feelings. So I'm gonna go Cowboys handily.
Yeah, I'm hitting the Cowboys myself.
That offense is nasty.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson does not succeed very well against the Cowboys either. He does not.
It might be time for that guy to ask for some freedom to get out of there.
He might need to demand a trade. Yeah.
Yes. I think we're going to see a lot of that. We're going to see a lot of.
I don't know. I mean, unless he really thinks McCarthy is the guy, he obviously knows more than we do. We're sitting in our offices. He's actually on practice field every day with the guy. I don't know.
All right. Last we've got Miami and Pittsburgh.
That's another big game, man.
Well,
the Dolphins trying to fight their way back into being contenders. I think it's kind of tough, actually.
No TJ Watt.
Yeah.
7-18 is playing.
I'll take a whiff. I'll go Dolphins.
Devon A-Chain's like their key to success right now.
I'll go Miami.
Yeah, I'll take the Dolphins as well.
Whoa! I'm picking Pittsburgh.
That AFC North is just ugly. I'm sorry.
It is ugly. It's ugly. But someone's got to come out on top, and I'm picking Pittsburgh. All right, the Thursday night game, we've got the Rams and Seattle.
That's going to be a banger.
Give me the Rams.
Yeah, I'll go. I still think they're the Super Bowl contender. I go Rams.
Yep.
They're playing in Seattle, and I feel like back-to-back home games. First of all, wow, must be fun to be a Seattle fan this week. I'm going to pick Seattle because I think they're going to split. Last time the Rams won. This time I think Seattle figures out Sam Darnold doesn't just explode and throw 4 interceptions and kind of mess that up.
Sam's going to want revenge.
As much as I say Charbonnet and Walker III have played very well at running back, Kyron Williams and Blake Corum have played very well for the Rams.
Blake Corum.
Blake Corum, which really annoys me, but that's for other reasons.
Well, it annoys me as well because of that school that he went to. We know which one that is.
That's why I said for other reasons I don't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Championship is a championship winner.
Oh God.
All right, here's our rapid fire picks, everyone. This has been fun, of course. I'm going to let everybody go, settle in for the games in the next 30 minutes. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And Greg, have a great Sunday.
You as well.
Everyone, welcome to Team NBS Media. If you're new here, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, all of the things that make us who we are today and give us more props. So, see you guys next week. Have a great Sunday. And if you are in the NFL playoffs for fantasy football, I wish you luck. From the bye week champ. Bye.